Back to the Culture Call on Praise 93.3 with L. Spencer Smith. Our desire is to reach and empower the community by discussing a cross-section of relevant topics from various perspectives that are essential to its growth and interpersonal connections. Be sure to save our call-in number, 205-752-4800. Be sure to install the free Praise 93.3 app so you can send L. Spencer Smith a message or topic idea. Search for WTSK in your app store.
This is a world premiere.
It's another episode right now. Guess what you're doing? Listening to The Culture Call with L. Spencer Smith right here on Praise 93.3 FM. It's a great morning, and I'm telling you, I'm super happy to have each and every one of you. You know what it is. It's the place where Tuscaloosa meets the world, right? And for the next 2 hours from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., we're going to be talking a little bit about everything. You know how we do it, from society to sports, education to economics, from religion to relationships. We are definitely here to create a safe space to have empowering, controversial, and sometimes provocative conversations. Let me reverse that. Provocative and sometimes controversial conversations. We're always provocative, but not always controversial. In other words, listen, I want you to be a part of this amazing, amazing show this morning, and I'm grateful that you're on. Listen, we're going to learn right here together on The Culture Call. Listen, this might be your first time listening to me and on this show, but guess what? I want to say the same announcement. Maybe you've been listening to me for months since I've started, and you still haven't done it. Shame on you. But everybody, open up your phone right now, your smart device. Go to your app store. That's right. Go to your app store and download, first of all, search out Praise 93.3 and then download our free 99 app. Absolutely. I need you to do that. And then when you do that, you can hear me wherever you are, at work, at school, or well, not at school, especially if you're a student, right? But you can hear me from all around the world. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're traveling and you're out of the range of the regular system on your radio station, you can hear me on the app. Yeah, that's right. You can be a part of what's going on at the Culture Call all around the world. Listen, also, I need you to go ahead, email me your public service announcements and events at culturecall.praise@gmail.com. That's culturecall.praise@gmail.com. You know what? You need somebody like me with a platform like mine to tell everybody, lottie, dottie, soddy, potty, everybody about what's happening at your church, your organization, your sorority, fraternity, your music. You maybe have a concert coming up. It doesn't matter. Whatever your event is, it deserves to have people attend. That's right. You need that kind of traffic so that everybody will know what's going on in your neck of the woods. Because when you see faces supporting you, it just does something to you. I know it does for me, right? Because we do it better when we do it together. And as always, I encourage you to call in 205-752-4800, 205-752-4800, and let me know what you think about the show. That's right. Let me know what your perspectives are and your views are. And I mean, whether it's about me or what we're talking about, the topic of discussion, definitely let me know, right? So I can improve and get better if I'm doing a bad job, or I can continue to do what I'm doing if I'm doing a good job and still get better there. But yes, we want to hear from you, definitely. So do me a favor, sit back and relax. Go ahead and grab you some coffee. You know how we do it in these Culture Call streets, Maxwell House or Starbucks. That's right. You know what I like, caramel macchiato. You can get you some herbal tea, right? Maybe you don't like coffee. Maybe you like tea, herbal tea. I'm going to recommend chamomile to calm down, or green tea to get your little caffeine kick. It has that little subtle caffeine kick, and it's not as harsh as that of coffee, but green tea still does the job. Or you can get you some alkaline water, detox your body. I don't know what you've been eating. I don't know what's been going on, but get all that bad stuff out of your body. Get down to that cellular level. Tell those cells to wake up and start rejuvenating. And come on, let's get hydrated and get into the culture. Listen, I am super, super excited this morning to be able to continue our thought from yesterday, which was getting your business straight. And I told you that I went to an event this past weekend, Sunday, with the Growth and Success Empowerment Seminar and Gathering Conference is what they called it. And it was such an amazing time and such an awesome time of gathering of entrepreneurs and creatives and those who really had a desire to create business, who were already established in business, and those who wanted their business to be known. It was a good fellowshipping and networking event. And I was, so excited to be a part of that, to be able to purchase a table to support D Banks and all that he was doing at that time. And it's my hope and prayer that it doesn't discontinue that. But I certainly want all of us who are entrepreneurs and those who are in the creative arts and those things that provide services to our community. I want us to make sure that we network and stay connected because it's going to be important for what is coming down the pipe in the future. And so I was sitting in the gathering and I thought it would be important and apropos just kind of to talk to us on Culture Call, telling us, hey, you know what? Let's get together. Let's get our business straight. Let's start making sure from the personal, from the individual, all the way to the corporate community that we are all being dutiful in the time where opportunities are plenteous, where platforms are being built, and yet we have to be prepared for our voices to be heard. That's right, because one of my things about this show is to make sure that we are not late, last, or lost. That's right, not late, last, or lost. So yes, this couple of days, I want to really just kind of spike the ball and just talk about, getting your business straight, making sure that you understand, what part you play in the overall community and moving us forward. And there's so much that we can talk about. But yesterday we started talking about journey, right? How important the journey is. And we must transform our journeys in our experiences into a cause, into a particular why. That we're not just living this life and not just put here and survived all of the things that we have survived simply to just idle by and just go let life and time pass by and have birthdays, but we make no real impact in the world. We have no real vision or dream or inspiration or aspiration that moves us in a particular direction to create change and make a mark on our world. And I want to again remind us that one of the greatest assets that you have other than yourself is the fact that you know your story, right? And when you begin to understand your story and your experiences and how you really got here, you can begin, if you understand, why you are here, you can begin to cultivate something that grows beyond you, right? The whole idea of the text that I love to say that a good man, a good person leaves an inheritance to his or her children's children. In other words, what we do today, what we do now has generational impact, has generational effect. It should reach to our great-grandchildren. It should reach to at least the third or the fourth generation. And I think that's very important because generational dysfunction, we talk a lot about generational, if I was in church, they would talk about curses. I prefer cycles because God is blessed. And if God is blessed, who can curse, right? I believe that every family of the earth has been blessed by God to be even in the earth. Right. So, but I like to call, blessed people can go through cycles. Let me just say that again. Blessed people can go through cycles, i.e., if you need a reference point, the children of Israel were brought out of Egypt. They were led out of a land of bondage, and they were blessed of God. They were blessed by God, and yet they got stuck in a circle in a 40-year cycle that caused them a generation, that caused the generation. The text says that God waited for generations to die before he allowed their children to even inherit the land. So God didn't change his mind. He just couldn't do it with the people that heard the promise at first. And so because they got caught up in a generational cycle. And so what God intended to do was break that generational cycle from off of them by waiting till some funerals happened. The men of war, their carcasses, the text says, fell in the wilderness. And then he instructed Joshua, of course, to take them over into the land that he had promised. Fast forward to 2023, that each and every one of us are blessed. However, we can find ourselves in a pattern or in a circle of dysfunction, in cycles of dysfunction where it causes us to be in poverty, causes us to be in lack, causes us to be in distress and discouragement, causes us to lose family, to be divorced. For those who are married, have a repetitive divorce. I mean, you can't stay with anybody. Nobody can stay with you. That's a cycle. I don't care how people try to describe it, but that's a cycle. And, one of the things that the text says is that when we find a cycle, number one, a cycle does not come, or a curse does not come without a cause. In other words, this behavior and this pattern does not come without some reason for it coming. That could simply be that we have a certain mindset. That could be we keep keeping secrets in our families that we don't discuss. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We keep secrets that will, that we think will destroy our name from without, when in fact the secret is destroying our family name from within, right? That we are allowing people, predators, and people who take our children for granted, or molest them, or incest is what the word is called, and we cover up for them, or we don't believe the children, or whatever have you. But those things cause a deleterious effect on what our name is, right? Cycles and patterns. And so I'm not talking about just those of ancient times, but the question becomes is, what are you going to do today for your family? What are you going to do today for your bloodline, right? I understand that life is going to life. Things happen. And yeah, there are devilish, there are evil and wicked people, even in our own family, that may have done things. But guess what? You have to reclaim the power of your own agency. You have to begin to understand, yes, it happened to me. I survived it. Watch this. And now I've got to do the work on me that cycle does not repeat itself, right? That you told, you exposed, nobody believes you. Okay, here's what you do then. Then you pick yourself up, and then you move on. You pick yourself up, then you move on. That might mean you might have to disconnect from people who have your same bloodline. That might mean you have to move away and start a totally different life. But what you cannot do is allow that incident to become so ingrained in your soul and in your mind and in your spirit that inadvertently you cause it to, you leave a door open for it to happen in the now to your children or your children's children, right? And so you have to be the first generation of a delivered people. Let me say that again. You've got to be the first generation of a delivered people. And the way that you consistently move in deliverance is you got to get your business straight and move into development, right? That it's not enough for you just to get delivered out of bondage. But what you do also have to do is to develop yourself. You've got to educate yourself. You got to begin to do the work, the internal work on the inside of you that allows you to live a free life, live a free life. See, let me say this to you. Freedom is radical. Freedom is radical. And to your bondage or whatever is trying to keep you bound, freedom is rebellion. Yes, right. Freedom is rebellion to those who are trying to control you. Freedom is revolution to those who want to keep you in chains and keep you in shackles. And when I say to those, it's either people, place, or thing. That means that you have to begin to understand that I required to be free. See, you can't live a full life in bondage. Let me say it again, that you cannot live a full life living in bondage and agreeing with your chains, agreeing with your fetter, and begin to say out of your own self, hey, it's always going to be this way. It ain't going to never change for me. My grandmama was this way. My grandmama was this way. And now I am this way. And then you train your children to agree with that same thing. You know, I don't always wax biblical when I do when I do the culture call, because I want everybody to be able to hear. But since everybody is hearing, hear this one. That has to come a time, as the text says, that you got to break your agreement with death and your covenant with hell. In other words, hell being a prison, a dark place, a place that you are held to scream until you die, to be in torment until you die, right? And so, but you've got to break your covenant with that and your agreement with death. In other words, you got to begin to move in a cycle to where you accept life. Now, life is a phenomenon that creates fear. It does, because you don't know. Most things we don't know, especially about ourselves. And one of the things about this whole idea of getting your business straight is you cannot be afraid to confront your fear. Let's try it again. Well, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about business this week. We're going to talk about work this week. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship this week. Yes, we're going to talk about it all. But before we even get there, we're going to have to confront this fear and anxiety that meets you in the morning. We're going to have to confront all of those things in your mind that keep you shackled to a place, right? Keep you shackled to a place. They had it. You got it, and now you're agreeing with it instead of doing whatever you can do and finding out and researching, how can I break out of this? That, yes, my family may have started in the projects, but is that where I want to end? My personal journey is important. You have to begin to understand, culture call, that, yeah, excuses no longer work today. Let me say that again. Excuses no longer work today. This is the day of development for you. And so what I want to talk about today is personal growth and development. Yeah, not gossip, not rumor, but development, right? Because if you don't develop, just like a picture that was taken back in the day, you remember, now everything is so convenient, so we can take a picture and it's right there right there, the picture. But back in the day, you had to take it, you got to buy the flash, and you had to take a picture in these cameras, these Kodak cameras, and, you take a picture, and then you had to take it to a developing center, maybe in a drugstore, and it was going to take you at least 2-3 weeks to get those pictures back, because they had to go and take the film out of the little thing, and they had to take it to a dark room where the negatives could develop. That's right. That's where I want to go. And I think when you understand that they couldn't have too much light because the negatives had to develop. See, you got to understand that there are seasons in our lives where our negatives have to be given space to develop. The things that we don't like about ourselves, the things that we have been taught about ourselves, the views that, we've learned and that are not truthful about ourselves, the false prophetic words that people have spoken over you, the things that you have said about yourself. They have to be in the dark so that they can develop. You got to learn how to develop out of that stuff so that when it comes to the light, it produces beautiful pictures, right? If you were in the 70s, the 80s, they had these Kodak cameras, and they called it Insta cameras. So you take it and it looked like nothing, but you had to shake that little thing at the bottom. It had a piece that you could shape, and slowly but surely a picture would develop. See, sometimes the picture looks like nothing. Sometimes it looks like nothing is going on, right? That this snapshot that I'm in is just where I'm stuck. But if you just give it a little time and work on you and work on your surroundings and confront those things that hinder you, you'll start seeing a picture develop. right? This is about development. And some of you are listening to me this morning, whether you're on your job, whether you're in your home, whether you're doing or driving. Let me encourage you and remind you that some things take time and they must develop. You've got to develop into what you see your dreams to be, right? If you can desire it, you can dream it, you can have it. Yeah, let me say it again. If you can desire it, you can dream it, you can have it. Why? Because desire is a divine thing given to you to alert you that whatever you are desiring or have a taste for is already in the earth or is getting ready to come out of you. Right? So, when the text says, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you desires of your heart, that doesn't mean he gives you everything you want. It doesn't mean he gives you what you want. It means he gives you what to want. Right? That means that he put that desire there. He put the desire to open up that business. He put that desire to break out of the cycle of, being overweight. He put that desire there to transform yourself and get a makeover from the inside out. He put that desire there to go get that education. It's just not something that you just came up with. No, he put it there because he wants you to know that it is within the realm of your power to go out and make it happen. To go out and make it come to pass. I know we have this tension in the Black community that the way that we have been taught is I'm just going to sit right here and I'm going to wait for the Lord to do it. I'm going to wait for the Lord to do it. I'm going to wait for the Lord to do it. No, here's the reality is that he only does what he can do through you. Through you. In other words, he needs you to do your part. He needs you to participate, right? In this whole idea of how your life will come to pass. Yes, he thought it. Yes, he prepared it. Yes, he predestined it. But you got to take the steps and the stops. Steps of good men are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his way. So that's important. That you just can't sit there and say, well, I'm going to wait till the Lord to do it. You're going to be 40. You're 20 now. You're going to be 40 looking back. Listen, because the days are long, but the years are fast. Let me say it again. The days are long and the years are fast. And you're going to end up in a life full of regret if you don't make a move. And here it is. Here it is. Purpose and destiny do not reside in safe waters. Say it again for the folks in the back. Culture call. Hear me. That destiny and purpose, the manifestation of your dreams, it does not reside in safe waters. It's not always going to be smooth sailing. You're going to have to go through some storms. You're going to have to confront some winds and some waves, right? And that is not to scare the desire out of you. That is to say, if I'm going to get there, I'm going to be willing to confront whatever adversity and whatever process that I have to go through to get to what I desire. That is important. And so, listen, you can sit there and do nothing. You can sit there and complain, or you can make sure you get up, get woke, get up, stay awake, wash your face, and move forward to what your desires are. The question becomes, what do you desire? Let me say it again. What do you desire? And now that you know what you desire, let's say that you do know what you desire, are you equipped to get there? Oh, I desire it. I desire it, but I don't know how to get there. That's the first step, and that's nothing wrong with that. Because if you don't acknowledge what you don't know, you cannot go on a track of discovery to find out what you should know, right? It's all a part of the development process. And so if you desire a thing, then you've got to move from where you are and you got to go and start figuring out, how do I get this done? What do I need to know, right? People are afraid of school, but listen, schooling will help you. Schooling will help you. Some folks say, well, I can't afford school. Okay, no problem. Find a mentor or a coach. Well, nobody won't talk to me. No. In order to make a friend, you got to show yourself friendly. You're not going to meet the person that has the key to opening up your next degree of life in the places where you hang out. I said that on yesterday. Sir, you trying to find a good wife that's going to raise kids and all these different kinds of things and do all to help you, with your vision in your future. Look at where you're looking for that type of woman. Look where you're looking for her. Ma'am, you want a man that's going to be a coverer. He's going to work. He's going to protect. He has a vision that you can help with. He does not look at you as a second-class citizen, but he knows how to have a life with you, not that you don't have to walk behind him. Yeah. But wait, where are you looking? Where are you looking for this guy? Exactly. See, you got a desire, but you got to also understand desire is connected to location. Let me say it one more time. Desire is connected to location. And ain't nobody paying me no attention. Ain't nobody paying me no mind. But here's what I'm saying. Desire is connected to location. What I want, if it's not where I am, then I have to move to the place that I am likely to get it. I've got to take a journey. Absolutely. I've got to get in my car, my bicycle, my motorcycle, or I can walk to where the manifestation of what I want is existing. There are some people that I had to realize in my own personal life that had absolutely no clue about what I wanted, what I was doing, what I needed in my own life. People did not know, did not want to go forward. They didn't want to have your family. They just wanted to act up. They wanted to cut up. And I had to disconnect myself from those. They wanted to be negative. They were always talking bad about church, always talking about bad about preachers, always talking about bad about this. And anything they could find to complain about. And I was like, wait a minute, why are you in my circle? Every time I meet you, you got your mouth open, but your hand out. You got something to say about everybody else, but you don't have nothing to provide for yourself. No, that's not how. Nope. We cannot be in relationship in this season. My development is leading me into a totally different perspective and a totally different place. I cannot, my desire, the energy, the fertilizer, the method, the know-how for my desire, the safe place for my desire to manifest is not around these folks. And so I had to move. I had to take a trip. I had to take a journey. You see, because desire, yes, is connected to location. And some of those locations, can I be truthfully honest with you? Yeah, some of those desires are those locations you're not going to like. That some places that you got to go, you're going to be like, really, Lord? Really? This is what I'm supposed to be? Really? Here? For real, though? Because, you can think you big city, and then God put you in the country, plants you in the country in a rural area, and you're sitting there like, God, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. And God's like, no. Do you still have the desire? Do you still have the desire? Then there's something in this area that's getting ready to connect with your desire to move it forward, right? And some of you feel like, I just love the rural town. And God says, okay, let's go to an urban area. And you're like, he moves you so far out of your element, that you'll have to wonder, how in the world can I do this? And that is a good place. Because if you can't see how to do it, that means that you have to take the journey with the Lord, with God in tow. That's right. Exactly. That you will not leave him behind. Because if he made it too comfortable, you will forget about him. Facts. That's right. See, so when we talk about getting your business straight, we're not talking about, giving your life to God and getting in church. That's not what I'm talking about. Because I know that's what people say, man, you better get your business straight. He's soon to come. Right? But what if that he's soon to come has nothing to do with rapture, and he has nothing to do with your demise from this earth? What if he's soon to come means, just like those people with the talents, that he left a while, but he came back. That Lord came back. That boss came back to check to see what they were doing and how productive they were with what he gave them. What if that he's soon to come means that, when you get to the place where he's designed you to be, then, he begins to examine, what did you do with the talent that I gave you? What are you doing with the vision I gave you? What are you doing with the business I gave you? What are you doing with the gift and the skills that I gave you? What are you doing with it? Are you just sitting down on it? Right. Will you be a well done, thy good and faithful servant? Is that you? Or, drum roll, please, will you be the wicked and unprofitable servant that specializes in talking about everything else and everybody else, but you're not doing anything for yourself. See, you got to wake up to the commodity that is you. You got to wake up and get yourself together. You got to wake up and say, hey, I am a cycle breaker. I am the one that is designed to shake the earth, shake my community, shake my neighborhood. I'm that person that's supposed to be out in front. I have an interesting story. I'll tell you on the other half, but I'm telling you that I just talked to an individual the other day, and the conversation that we had was so powerful because it was about the manifestation of his purpose. That it was about, and it was so powerful that we began to speak, and I could see the lights turn on. See, if you're not doing something that's turning the light on in your life, you are sorely wasting your life. You better, ma'am, sir, get your business straight. Listen, this is the Culture Call with L. Spencer Smith. It's a beautiful morning, and I'm glad to have you on board with me. We got a few things to do, a few things to talk about today, and I hope, and I know, not hope, I know they're going to be a blessing to you. Yeah, go ahead, get your drink of water, get your sip of coffee, and keep it here. Don't miss it.
This is a world premiere.
And we are back right here on the Culture Call with yours truly, L. Spencer Smith on Praise 93.3. That's right. It's a beautiful day here in Tuscaloosa, and we have impacting and powerful conversation this morning concerning getting your business straight. Get yourself together, sir. Get yourself together, man. Understand that you got some place to be. That's right. You got some place to go. Absolutely. Listen, I think when we move further, as we move further out through this day and really in this subject matter, I really want you to get your mind keyed and include in to all of the things that are necessary for you to know about this season of your life. I think people are disconnected from the seasons of their life. And one of the things, again, when I listen to those entrepreneurs on Sunday, I begin to hone in on a particular common narrative. And that was, in spite of where they came from, there was a moment of truth. There was a moment that it was almost a moment of serendipity. It was a moment of where a providence, a moment where everything started lining up. Even if they had found themselves in a bad place, they shook themselves. They had what we would call a prodigal son experience, that they were almost about to eat with the hogs, but they shook themselves and came to themselves. And I think that is something very important, that each and every person who's getting ready to move forward and getting ready to be impactful in the earth has to make sure that they have that moment of epiphany, that moment of, whoa, okay, I can do better. I know that I have this. You know, a couple of the entrepreneurs were female women, and they said, I had children out of wedlock, and I had to figure out how was I going to provide for my child? How was I going to do this? Some guys, they said, I came out of a gang, out of violent situations, but then I had to shake myself and, say, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this forever in my life. And that was their pivot. That was their turning point. That was the fulcrum that caused them to see their lives differently. See, if you don't get to a place to where you look at yourself and say, okay, this is where I am, but I have to do something different. I've got to do something better. I've got to make another move. Then you are sorely going to waste time. And guess what? When you begin to waste time, what happens is that you start not appreciating the time that you have, right? And none of us know how long we're going to be in this earth. I think that's the powerful thing, the mysterious thing about this whole thing about life and death, that we don't know. We didn't know when we came in, and we don't know when we're leaving out, right? Life is a mystery, even though it's a fearful phenomenon, but it is also a mystery. And then also death is a mystery. And what we discover in between born and die is our responsibility. It's our responsibility. And so, like I said, I listened to them. And most entrepreneurs, when you really hear them and you read about their story, their autobiography, or you experience them in person, they always talk about this turning point in their life to say, you know what, I have to do something different, or this is not what I was born to do. And they make changes. They change their circle. They change their location. They change their, the ability to them, the ability of them seeing things in a certain way. They move in a certain direction, away from certain people toward certain opportunities. Yeah, that they endure. As a matter of fact, they enlist themselves in a process so that process can usher them out of the predicament that they find themselves. See, I told you yesterday that if your desire is not greater than your disaster, you will never get to destiny. And I want to say that again. If your desire is not greater than your disasters, then you will never arrive at destiny. And so listening to all of the entrepreneurs and all of the guests that were there and listening to their journey, it taught me something very elemental about human life and living, is that all of us will find a place in various points in our lives if we're paying attention, if we're tuned in, if we're desirous, if we're trying to break a cycle or a circle of dysfunction, right? That there will be pivotal moments that we have to be like, man, let's do something different. I got something. I want to try something different. Let me go back to school. Let me take a class. You may not have 12 and 13 hours. Yeah, but you can take one class of your interest at Shelton State, one class of your interest at Stillman or at UA. You can take one just to see how, get back in the groove of things, right? You can say, hey, I can't hang out with this guy, man. They're doing drugs. This ain't but one way this gonna end up. One way. And that one way is that my education shouldn't have to come through me being locked up for 5 or 6 years and wasting my life away from my children, away from my family, and away from opportunity working slave labor. No, there is a point in your life where you've got to get on the off-ramp to your destiny. You've got to get on the off-ramp to something different, right? And again, each and every one of us, listen, you have that. And here it is. You ready? Come closer. That's whether you are a believer or you're not a believer. Because I think sometimes those of us who say that we are believers or Christians, that we get really lazy with the conversation I'm talking about right now because of our understanding or our lack thereof of thinking that God is going to do everything. Yeah. See, he's sovereign, but his sovereignty does not mean that you are without choice. He sovereignly sets up things that in your life, he prepares the end from the beginning. In other words, God has history with your future. Did you hear that? I said God has history with your future. Good deal. So since he finishes the end from the beginning, starts us at the beginning, and he knows sovereignly where we're going, the path that he laid out for us. But he's also created us in his image, which means we too have sovereignty. We too have self-will. That means that, yes, we could be in the ordered steps, but we could definitely choose another path. Absolutely. And because some of us don't understand that as believers, we're sitting waiting on God. We're stuck right there in Isaiah. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew strength, shall mount up on wings with eagles, shall not, they shall run and not be weary, they shall walk and not faint. We get stuck right there. Wait on the Lord. Be still and know that he's God. I know we get stuck right there. But when you understand the whole idea of having faith without works is dead being alone. In other words, it's not faith if it does not have any kind of corresponding action from the one that says they have faith. Right? And so that's very important. That's very important for those people of faith. And then you look at other folks, who you consider unbelievers, wicked people, and, you see them being blessed. You see them driving cars. You see them in houses. And, they're on the golf course on Sunday, and you in church all day Sunday. And I understand what we believe in terms of the superiority of that, but that's not superior. That's not superior. Why come to church? God gives you a plan. Why come to church and God shines the light and tells you what to do, and then you go home and sit down and wait for God to do what? No, what you do it. He said, if you don't have friends, I'm not just going to bring them to you. No, if you don't have friends, change your attitude and become friendly first. Right? Exactly. You have to change your behavior. Exactly. That's how that works. See, and these people, have a tendency, and here's the deal. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? This is going to bug you. I know it. But sometimes people who don't believe have a different modicum of faith and desire than those who do. Now, before you get mad at me, calm down, because y'all know, here it is. Here's what the good Lord said. Here's what Jesus said. You ready? He said that in their generation, the children of darkness, children of the world, are much wiser than the children of light in their generation. So that in every generation, that folks who we think are unbelievers and are wicked, the text says that Jesus said that in their generation, in their time to be alive, that the children of the world are wiser than the children of light. That we got the light, but the wisdom is coming from the people in the world. You know why? Because even though they may be having spiritual darkness, they are willing to take pivots and chances and utilize works and build something and take a risk and move in the direction of their desire, while we're sitting home having a prayer meeting, right? And since we hear that in the text in Acts, it says that Peter was in jail and all the saints got into this house and they praying. Peter gets out of jail. The narrative of Peter getting out of jail. Peter knocks on the door. And they still praying. Oh Lord, release Peter. Oh Lord, release Peter. Oh Lord, open up the prison door. Lord, release Peter. Work a miracle for Peter. And Peter's knocking at the door. This one little girl named Rhoda, she gets up out the prayer meeting. She said, wait a minute, somebody's knocking on the door. And she opens it, and it's Peter. And she's like, you know what? Hey, that tells me that you can be praying from something that's already knocking at your door, but you got to end the prayer meeting and open up the door. As I would say in my Gullah Geechee voice, open up the door. You got to open up the door, Coach Call. You can't sit there. Maybe what you're hoping for is knocking at the door, yeah, but you're still praying about it. You got to get up and do something, and that's the difference. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing people that are literally having a desire placed there by God, right? And they're doing activity while we have in church. And I don't have, listen, I'm a pastor, so I love to have church. I love good old service, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes time for activity and movement and establishment and building and forward action, that we can get stuck in our religion. Yeah. You got good religion, but what did you get? What are you getting out of it other than good religion? You got the church keys, but do you have the keys into any other place? And so I am really not hard, but I really challenge people of faith to really understand what we're talking about today and getting your business straight. You're ready to go to heaven. But what if you got 40, 50 more years to live your life? And you just going to sit there on your front porch, rocking, drinking sweet tea or some lemonade? Watching cars coming up and down the street? No, you need to get up. You need to get up and break that cycle and say, hey, I'm going to do something today. I'm going to be a part of making something happen. I'm going to take a step toward my desire. That's right. Our young people need to see that. Our children need to see that. We need to encourage them. I heard a sad story. I was talking to a college student that literally they dropped off. This is a sad story. They dropped off at school. And I met her. She's like, well, I don't have anybody here to encourage me. I don't have anybody at home to encourage me. They just dropped me off at school, and they said, here's what they said: when you get your grant money, because they were not a high income, when you get that, we need you to send that money back home. Wait a minute, hold on, excuse me, huh? I said, I was shocked. I said, wait a minute. They said, what? You go to school and get loans and send the money back home so we can live. I mean, wait a minute. All of y'all in a house and you going to send your money for school? So they have no food to eat at school. They couldn't pay their fees for dorm because they sending half of the check back home. That's not the way we are supposed to live. Come on, y'all. That's not the way we are supposed to be rearing our children to think. No, we ought to be providing them with wings so that they can soar. Absolutely. Not being the sabotage for them. You see what I'm saying? See, we've got to make sure that we're doing all that we need to do and applying that faith / risk / movement / action to what we say we desire. Absolutely. That we got some very kind people at our church, and they helped out all the way through the senior year. She graduated and everything, living a good life right now. But here's what I said. I told her, listen, hear me. You're going to have to develop new relationships because the support you're not getting at home. To go home. And every break, they were like, I don't know if I want to go home. I don't know if I was going to go home. And they would tell me, hey, Pastor, I don't want to talk. I don't want to answer the phone when they call me because they're asking me for something. I should be calling them and asking them for something. I was like, wow. Is that what we do? My people, is that what we are doing now? And I know y'all sitting there, well, that might be the reality. That's the reality of some folks. Okay, just because that people are in poverty, that's how we going to do that, though? We're going to sabotage that child's future. Maybe we should push her and say, hey, we'll make it. You just go ahead. We don't have much to give you, but we support what you're doing, and push them through college that when they get a good job or get a place, then they can come back and help you get up. But you don't sabotage their legs. Come on. When will that cycle end? We have to be about our business in such a way that we get to understand, and we get to move our children into places of you do your best. You do your best. Don't forget about us. When you do your best, when you get there, don't forget about us. Don't be ashamed of us. Be the best people, do the best you can, and turn around and help lift us up. Help pull us out of this. You go ahead and make sure that you can do that. Now, when you get to that level, don't forget about your people now. I'm not saying forget about them, but what I'm saying, people back at home, should not be sabotaging the kids when they come to school. We should be their greatest cheerleaders. We should be the one to say, go ahead on further. Go ahead. Inspire all of us. Let them take their turn at their turn. Let me say that again. Let them take their turn at their turn. That's right. Because they could be the ones that's breaking that cycle. They could be the ones that start a new family business. They could be the ones that everybody else aspires to be like. Absolutely. That we are not here simply to perpetuate dysfunctional cycles. No. We're not here to simply rest on the laurels of our faith in God, but do nothing for forward movement and achievement and advancement. No, that's not what that's about. We should not be the ones that just sit there and criticize and talk about everybody else and don't do anything formulatively new to inspire a new generation. No, we have been called to be the stepping stones of generations ahead of us. That's right. That what I can't do, I'm going to take my turn, and then you go, I'm going to push you, and you take your turn, and we're going to build something better. Build something that we've never seen before. That's what it means to handle your business. That's what it means to use your faith, step out, walk on the water. Even if sometimes you sink, walk on the water. Eventually, you're going to get to where you're supposed to go. Absolutely. Listen, 205-752-4800, or you can hit me up on the app. This is the Culture Call with L. Spencer Smith right here on Praise 93.3. I'm telling you, we're going to have an amazing day today. Thank you for keeping it locked. Don't miss it.
Praise 93.3 and
This is a world premiere.
And we are back. It's the top of the hour, 11 a.m. and some change. Right here on the Culture Call with yours truly, L. Spencer Smith on Praise 93.3. I'm telling you, we're having an amazing day, an awesome day, a beautiful day. Yeah, a little overcast, but it's not as hot. Thank you, Jesus. I was beginning to say, Lord, whatever you cooking is done. Right? Because it was so very hot. Absolutely. And yes, we have that hurricane that's coming off of the Gulf, supposed to hit Florida, but affect our area as well. And so let's be careful as we're moving closer toward the weekend. Let's make sure that we're taking all of the necessary precautions to have be safe this weekend, and hopefully it'll blow over. Hopefully it'll go more to the east and not come over to the west, but it is supposed to hit the Florida Panhandle maybe I think tomorrow or Thursday. And so let's be in prayer for them. It's our first major hurricane of the year to hit the United States. And of course, we want to make certain that if we have family, friends, and relatives, if you really don't know anybody intimately, but just people, that's right. We want to say a prayer for them and make sure that we call and check up on them as we are being vigilant about the storm coming our direction as well, right? Until then, let's enjoy this kind of cooler weather, such as it is, right? That we're not burning up like we did last week in triple digits. My God, today it has been a hot summer, hasn't it, right? And so even as we move closer to the month of September, yay, September. Why do I do that? Because I am a September baby. That's right. Do you remember? Yeah, that's me. That's it. I'm a September baby. 18th is my birthday. Shout out to all the September babies. We know we got a couple of more days in August. Okay, good deal. But September, is on the way. And so we are excited. Hopefully the fall will come in, cooler temperatures will prevail, and that we can begin to have an enjoyable changing of clothing. Yeah, that we can kind of put on little sweaters in the evening. I'm looking forward to that, and just kind of chilling out. That's right. Yeah, we deserve a cool break for an extended period of time. Now, when it starts getting cooler, don't y'all start fussing and talking about, I can't wait till the summer, because somebody is never that somebody's not going to be satisfied, right? They are never satisfied. So watch your language out there. Watch your language out there. Also, reports are coming in Tuscaloosa and all around the United States, rather, Alabama and all around the United States, that COVID hospitalizations are on the incline. That's right. We are still in a pandemically affected country, a pandemically affected world. We're not in a post-pandemic because the pandemic is still going. COVID is still here. So let's be careful. More people, are moving inside because of the heat. And they're contracting COVID at an increasing rate, especially as we move toward the cooler months, fall and winter. So be mindful of that. I tell people, who cares what other folks say? Put your mask on if that makes you comfortable. That helps mitigate some of the contractions that could possibly happen if you have your mask on, and you continue to, sanitize your hands, take hand sanitizer, and just be careful. Make sure that you do what you have to do to stay healthy, especially if you have little children or you're around the elderly. Do your best to handle that. And if you're dealing with some other kind of health challenges, of course, I understand that COVID exacerbates other health challenges such as diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure. Make sure that you do all that you can do to take care of yourself and those who are around you. That's right. Again, because we do it better when we do it together. Got it? Good. Listen, I also want to remind you in terms of community service announcements that September 16th from 8 to 12 at the Northridge High School is our Walk with the Warriors for Walk with Warriors. That's it. Walk with Warriors from the Sickle Cell Foundation Association of West Alabama. So we want to support them, make sure that we are there for them. And yes, we want to go out and walk. For more information, you can really contact the Sickle Cell Association of West Alabama. That's right. And so that you can be a part of that. That's right. It's gonna be a wonderful event. I believe the weather is gonna be nice, but most importantly, we're gonna help children and people, period. People, no matter what age, that have sickle cell, SS, SC, or thalassemia. We want to make sure that we donate so that they can increase research. We know that sickle cell overwhelmingly affects our race, our ethnicity, both here in Africa and all other in the southern regions of South America, where you have darker people as well. It affects us, right? So we want to make sure that we support the Sickle Cell Association of West Alabama. Absolutely. And then, of course, in the series of entertainment that I believe that's coming to Tuscaloosa in the fall, I want to make sure that I mention my brother, High Expectation with supermodel Rodney High. They have a fashion night out in Paris going to be held at the Bryant Conference Center on September 30th. That's right, September 30th. Get your tickets. General admission is $35. VIP is $50. That's right there at the Bryant Conference Center. And we know that he always puts on a great show and a great event, and it's always packed. So don't wait till the last minute to get your tickets, right? You want to make sure that you can get a good seat in a good place. Well, listen, tickets are available right now, and I believe that you can go I'm trying to see this. You can go to, I think it's an Eventbrite situation, but I'll find out from him to make sure that when I come back on, you'll know exactly where it is, because on this, I don't see you could call Rodney if you know Rodney. He's going to fuss at me for saying that. Yeah, you can call him and find out how you can get your ticket. But we want you to be there at a fashion night out in Paris. That's right, September 30th, 2023. Shout out to all of you who are having events. I tell you again, culturecall.praise@gmail.com. culturecall.praise@gmail.com. That is going to be a wonderful, wonderful event, and we are super excited to see how it turns out. I plan to be there. How about you? That's right. How about you? Listen, and so we're also this week on Thursday, we're going to have feature our guests going to be talking about working. Much akin to what we're talking about, getting yourself together. On Thursday, we're going to be talking about working. West Alabama Works, and they're going to be talking about this whole idea and this whole event called Worlds of Work. Worlds of Work. Going to be right here talking about entrepreneurship, how we can get our teens employed, how you can find better jobs and better that fit your skill sets. Is going to be right here on Thursday. That's right. And the event is in October, but we'll get to that. But know that this Thursday, we're going to be talking a little bit about West Alabama Works, Worlds of Works. You do not want to miss that. That's going to be an incredible, incredible event that I want you to be a part of. That's right. That's good. Listen, so we have been talking about this whole idea of getting your business straight. And I want to remind you, that as we seek to do that, you are your best resource. You are your best resource. This segment I want to dedicate to those of you who really don't understand what I'm saying. I want to talk about you are the prize. You are the prize. Let me say that again. I said, you are the prize, right? Yeah. You are the prize. And that saying is often used in the context of self-confidence and self-worth. That I want to push you this week so you can understand that, hey, that there is so much more for me to do and so much more for me to accomplish to just be sitting, walking around in a circle and living in a cycle. You are indeed the prize. It means recognizing and valuing your own worth and understanding that you deserve to be treated with respect, love, and kindness, and you deserve to advance in life. You deserve to have and work in the career that you've been created to work in. You deserve to have, to be in your purpose and to also get paid for being excellent in your purpose and your design. I keep telling you that the question is not how much money you want to make. It is who you're called to serve. And see, it changes the demographic and it changes the mind when you begin to say, these are who I'm supposed to serve. These people or this organization or this area is who I am supposed to be or what I'm supposed to be connected to. Because it causes you to see yourself as the prize, that when you begin to engage in areas around you, it causes you to see yourself different and demand that you are treated different. It emphasizes the importance of having, not just the positive self-image, but also you not settling for less than you deserve in any area of your life. In any area of your life. Yeah. I need you to, right now, I just need you to say this. I deserve better. That's right. Shout it out wherever you are, even if you got to whisper. I deserve better. I deserve the best. That's right. In any aspect of life. The other week I was teaching in a Bible study, and I told them, hey, you were created to live the good life. And yeah, you were created to live the good life. And good is simply God stretched out. That means that when God begins to open up his mouth in the book of Genesis and he creates and he sees this day, he said, and it is good. Right? That's what he said. So good is simply God stretched out. That's right. Shout out to Rashawn Wilson because he's the one that gave me that one. That good is simply God stretched out. And when you get good in your life, it just means that God is stretching out over you and you deserve that good. You deserve that, right? See, because when you begin to believe that you are the prize, you have a sense of self-assurance and self-respect. You cannot walk around in this world thinking that you are nothing. No, I am the prize. When I am connected to you and you are connected to me and we are clear about what we bring into each other's life, we can't help but go forward. We can't help but thrive. We can't help but be successful. Get away from people who are jealous and envious of who you are. Get away from those folks that try to keep you marginalized and in the name of humbling you so you won't get beside yourself. No, there are days that I need to get beside myself because of the greatness that God has put inside of me, that I know that is in me. I don't need nobody. I don't need you telling me, all right, but you better be careful. Don't get too much. Don't do too much. You better be careful. No, what I need you to do is come up here. Come up here to understanding what self-assurance and self-respect feel like, right? See, because when you understand that your happiness and your well-being and your prosperity should be a priority, when you begin to make that a priority, there's going to be some folks that get upset. Culture call. Do y'all hear me? I said there's going to be some folks that get upset when you start saying, you know what? God made me the prize. And I'm going to start walking. I'm going to start acting like I'm the prize. I'm going to start acting like being connected to me is a benefit to those who are around me. I'm going to start living up to, yes, my name. I'm going to start living up to that. And so I need you to understand that you don't have to play it down. You don't have to play it weak. You don't have to play yourself, as if, you don't have your business together. No, when you get yourself together and you start being promoted, you start promoting yourself, and not self-promotion, as it were, that it ain't nobody else can do it. You're the best person in the world and you use who you are to demean people. No, when you know who you are, you can use your life as a tool. You can use your life as a building block and a stepping stone to others and help them get up to where you are. We've got to stop it in our community, making sure, keeping people humble. That's not your job. Your job is to honor what they do. The text says, humble yourself. It is our personal responsibilities to humble ourselves, to make sure that, hey, I always got myself in check. I know where my help comes from. I know how I got here. I don't disrespect anyone. I don't disrespect, I honor God. I fear him. I honor my father and my mother. I honor my family. I empower people who are doing things around me. When it's not my turn, I'm clapping. When I don't have the mic, I'm saying, yeah, sing. I'm saying preach. I'm saying say it, right? When it ain't my cooking, I still can acknowledge that you got some great chicken. You got a great, you cook some great potato salad. You got a mean piece of potato pie, even when it is not me. See? So we have to get that encouragement in our community and stop trying to keep people humble. Stop trying to marginalize people. Stop trying to keep people under you, because that is unhealthy. That produces and cultivates low self-esteem. That produces and cultivates people who do not perform at their maximum level, because we're so busy, people being high-minded. And I tell you what, I know where it comes from. It comes from that whole slavery, civil rights mentality that you better not be uppity. You better not be too much, because if you're too much, you'll get in trouble. I get that. I understand that. But that history is broken. That history is history. And we have to learn how to be who we are. Regardless, you can call me uppity, you can call me smart, you can call me arrogant, you can call me conceited. No, what I have learned is how to have respect for myself. And I have made that me doing my best a priority in my life. See, and when you begin to do that, you are less likely to tolerate people mistreating you or settling for less than you deserve. See, you're not going to disrespect me. And no one should be able to disrespect you, Culture Call. No, you walk in the room, you deserve respect. You walk into the business, you deserve respect. You're not going to treat me any old kind of way. No. You're not, when I sit down at a restaurant, you're not just going to slam my forks and my spoon and my water, and you're not going to talk to me like I made your day bad. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because the first thing I'm going to do is say, are you okay? You okay? You having a bad day? Right? I'm going to make you adjust yourself, because I'm not going to adjust. You're not going to, no, because I don't want you to ever think that when I walk into this establishment that I deserve, or you will treat me with less than the respect that I know that I have merited. No, sometimes you got to put people on call and say, no. You're not going to say it like that. You're not going to holler at me. I'm going to need you to calm down. I'm going to need you to lower your voice, or I'm going to need to see your manager. Right? And if it's the manager, oh yes, I need your corporate office. Yeah, I need your corporate office, because this is not hospitality. You're not going to treat me like that simply because of the color of my skin or whatever going on with you today. No, we're not having that. See, when you have that kind of healthy aspect of your life and say, I know who I am, I know what I bring to the table, right? And I have self-respect and dignity, I demand a certain treatment. I demand a certain kind of treatment. Now, my family will tell you, that I am hotel bougie. I really am. I am hotel bougie. I cannot, I cannot just sleep and put my name and my and put my head on any other kind of pillow. No, just any kind. Nope. The hotel has to come up to a certain standard. Now you all, and now I eat in a hole in the wall. If the food is good, it don't even matter. If the food is good and they don't have animals in the restaurant, no, okay. Now if they don't have no animals in the restaurant and the food is good, listen, I go in a hole in the wall and I'm gonna patronize it, right? Especially me and my son, because we love good food, right? We're going to go in there and we're going to have a good time. We're going to eat and keep it moving. But now when it comes to a hotel where I got to shower and lay my head down, no. 5-star me, please. No, because that's just exactly what I believe I deserve. And you should have those things like that as well. That doesn't make me uppity. No, that makes me understanding that I just got standards for myself, and you can say whatever you want to say, but I'm going to sleep at the Hyatt. I'm going to sleep at the Hilton. I'm going to sleep at the Marriott, the JW Marriott. Yeah. I'm going to sleep at the boutique hotels. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to sleep at the hotel that got 24-hour room service, because I don't know. Me and the missus might get up in the middle of the night and we get hungry. And I need to know you can bring these chicken wings and these chicken tenders up here, at 1 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely. See, you got to have a standard for yourself. See, and when you have this I am the prize mindset, you can empower other people to make choices on that level as well, right? that causes them to come up. You can speak positively to people. Hey, why you call yourself that? No, don't accept that language. I guess I'm just dumb. No, you not. You are brilliant. No, you just didn't answer that question correctly. It's okay. We all have places of blind side. We all have places of darkness. We all have things that we are ignorant about. But don't you ever call yourself stupid and dumb. No, absolutely. I will not tolerate that because I do not hang around those kind of people. Right? See, nobody that calls me and listens to the culture call are dumb and stupid and ignorant. No, absolutely not. That's why I am here. That's why I want to be a benefit to my community. That's why I go to school. That's why I get degrees. That's why I read. So when I'm on the air, I can empower you and I can teach you to be better in your area. It's not to lord over you. It's not to make you feel bad about what you don't have. It's about exposing you and bring you up to a level so you can utilize knowledge that you didn't even have to go to school to get. That would have took me 30 years to understand. You got it in 30 minutes. Right? See, we have to understand that we, yes, are the prize. We got to help each other make healthy choices. We've got to help each other make better decisions. That's right. So, my parents always taught me and my brothers to give back, Remember the people that helped you. Remember the people that you're standing on. Remember, don't forget that little school called Cross High School in Cross, South Carolina. Don't forget that in that rural area, because look at what they produced. Look at what they built. And you were able to go to one of the top universities in the country from that little rural school and make it through with honors. Pay it back. Yeah, pay it forward. Go back and let them see how well you did. Let them be proud of you because your success is their success as well. Absolutely. Your success is their success as well. I saw one of my former teachers. She was my 6th grade teacher, Miss Ravenel. I saw her, and she's gotten older now. She's in her 80s now. And I went to her, and she's like, I know that's not my Spencer. I said, yes, ma'am, it is. It's still me. It's still me. I remember going to your class all the way down at the end of the hall in that little school right by the cafeteria. Right? She said, I knew you were going to be something great. I'm so proud of you. I listen to your music all the time. And I tell everybody that's my student. I say, listen, as long as I'm your student, I need you to put your favorite student. But as long as I'm your student, I'm going to tell everybody about, that's right, I represent all of you all where I go. That's what it means that you are the prize, that you lift up an entire community. I know you ready to leave the west side. I know you ready to leave the east side, the north. I know you ready to leave Tuscaloosa because in your mind you feel like you're bigger than Tuscaloosa. I get all that. I understand. You're talking to a dude who was from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. I am from a place, Moncks Corner, South Carolina, outside of Goose Creek, South Carolina, outside of Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah. Went to a high school in Cross, South Carolina, which is more rural than Moncks Corner. And look where I am today. See, it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter where you start. It's how you believe in yourself. At every stage in the game, no matter where I was, people poured in belief in me. People poured in those things that I would need for my life. And that's what I want you to start doing for yourself, for your families, and for your community. Start pouring in. Absolutely. Start pouring in belief. Start pouring in, you can do this. That, yes, you are the prize. I get happy, excited to see people whose lives I have had a part of do great things. Because, in the signature of life, my name is on their success as well. Let me try it again. My name is on their success. See, say you got a little boy and you taking him to football practice. And he starts out with Little League, then he gets up to another one, and he starts going high at middle school, JV, varsity, then he gets into college. Then he gets to the NFL. He gets to the Super Bowl. He makes a touchdown. Guess what? And they win the Super Bowl. Can I tell you something? That Super Bowl still stands on the shoulders of that Little League coach. Absolutely. Not just the coach that put him in the game at the Super Bowl, but that first coach that gave him an opportunity. He also is a part of that Super Bowl win. That's how we got to start seeing life. That's how we got to start seeing us move forward. That, yes, you are the prize. You are. When people get connected to you, they should be better. Right? And see, being the prize doesn't mean that we're being arrogant or that we're thinking that we're better than other people. No, that's not what it means. Come on and redefine that. A lot of people you call conceited and arrogant were not that. You were just insecure. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. How my mama said, and shame the devil. Right, Coach Call? No, they weren't arrogant. Because if they didn't use their place and their prominence to make you feel bad, to make you feel like you were less than them, then they weren't arrogant. Because that, by definition, is what arrogant means. That my nose is so far up in the air that I put everybody down. I use everybody and I make them feel small so I can feel big. That's conceit. That's arrogant. But no, if they're doing well, but they're empowering you, and that they're a part of your experience, and your lives are God allows your lives to connect, then guess what? Guess what? Then that gets you to understand that more than ever, that you should tell those people, thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for being an inspiration to me. No. Being the prize does not mean that you are arrogant or thinking that you are better than others. It just means that you're recognizing your own self-worth, your own divine purpose. It means that you're not settling for anything less than you deserve, and you empower other people to go get what is rightfully theirs. It's about having confidence and respect and a belief in your own value and your own potential. See, that's what it means, that when we talk about getting our business straight, I always want my life. And Coach Cole, I want this to be a thing in our community. You ready? I want our lives to be inspirations for each other to do better. That's why I give a shout out to D Banks. That's why I give a shout out to Erica and all of those Cassius and all those. That's why we give, because they've taken their lives and they've gotten better. They've made us all better. Erica Grant, Cassius Lanier, and so many others. They've taken their lives to make other people better. That's it. Yeah, I haven't been preaching for 30 plus years, since I've been 18 years old. I haven't been preaching that long. This will be my 34th year of preaching right here. Preaching 34 years. Wow, I just dated myself. Right? But I haven't done that so I can make people feel bad. No, God has used my life to make other people understand the best of who he is to them and the best that they are to him and in this world. And if that's not what you're doing with your life, you don't have your business straight. And if you see people that are using their lives like that, don't talk about them. Don't create rumors. Don't participate in tearing them down. Hitch your wagon to them and say, how can I be just as well-adjusted, just as good as you, or even better? People who empower you should be honored, should be respected. But at the end of the day, I need you to understand that you, sir, you, dear, are the prize. And I need you to start acting like that. That's right. Cultivate it in your house, cultivate it in your community, and everywhere you go. 205-752-4800, or you can hit me up on the app. This is the Culture Call with yours truly, L. Spencer Smith, right here on Praise 93.3, having an amazing day. Listen, we got a little bit more to go. Keep it right here. Don't miss it.
This is a world premiere.
And we are back right here on the Culture Call with yours truly, L. Spencer Smith, right here on Praise 93.3 FM. And I'm telling you, we've had an amazing day. That's right, we have, talking about getting your business straight. Listen, I want to take some time out just to give you some pointers, because some of you, you're hitting me up on the app and say, okay, tell us how to do this. Tell us how to make sure that we have our business straight. Tell us how to make sure that we are following this path. And listen, I am all for that. Let me give you some tips in that, in these last couple of minutes that I can, and see if we can kind of devise a plan of how to get your business straight. And that part. So listen, so here's number one, you have got to understand who you are. Self-reflection is the first step of getting your business straight. Where are you currently? Who are you right now? Who are you? What are your desires? What are your dreams? Where are the areas where you struggle? Where are the areas that you are succeeding? What's your SWOT analysis? Your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right? What are you doing now that's helping you toward the future, or are you just in repetitive cycles? So self-reflection is the first thing. That's the first work. Now, listen, that's the top, and I understand it, because you have to be able to be honest with yourself. This, getting your business straight is never going to happen. Going forward is never going to work if you lie to you. All right. You can lie to me, but please don't lie to yourself about you. Right. Because it's going to be reflective. It's going to be reflective in everything that you do. So you first have to be, engaged in a level of self-reflection. Where are you? What's your desires? Do you have any? Where are your strengths? Where are your weaknesses? Where have you failed? Where are you trafficking in unforgiveness? Where are you, getting in repetitive cycles? Where are you not educated enough or intelligent enough in a particular area? Where are you still functioning in ignorance? That's important, because until you take that honest self-evaluation and self-reflection of who you are and how you present yourself currently, you cannot begin to do the next step. And here's the next step. The first one is have an honest self-reflection. Number 2 is set clear goals. All right. Now that I know who I am, number 1 says I got to figure out who I am, what I bring to the table, what I have going on. The second now is that I've got to set some goals. What are your desires? Yeah. Goals are a part of organizing your desires. I like to say that imagination is unorganized thought, but vision is organized thought, because vision does require you to write it down. See, when you set clear goals, you define clearly what you desire to achieve and why it is important to you. What is it? Opening a business? Is it getting in better relationships? Is it getting out of debt? Is it improving your credit score? Right? You have to set some clear goals. You just can't be, I know where I am right now. No. What moves you? What drives you forward out of that dysfunctionality? What's going to cause you to move over into houses that you didn't build, lands that you didn't sow, into that promised land? What's going to move you? It's going to be your goals. And so you got to have clear goal orientation. You got to set you some goals. Having a clear vision of your goals will help you stay focused. That's right. And motivated. Yes. What is your sis boom ba? What is your rah, rah, rah? What is that thing that's going to get you up in the morning? Yeah. What is that? Okay. That's the second one. The third one is creating a routine. Now, here is the part where development is important. If you're going to get your business straight, this is important. You've got to create a routine, because creating a routine breaks old routines and habits. Let me say it again. Creating a routine intentionally breaks old routines and habits. So that means that there is something that I'm going to do every day, right? The first thing that you do in the morning will set the tone of your day. So the first thing you do or you don't do is open up social media. Don't open up Instagram. Don't open up Facebook. Don't open up Twitter. Don't open up TikTok. That's no. Absolutely. Unless you have it set on morning aspirations, morning scripture, a readings, a moment of prayer, a silent meditation. Unless you got it like that, don't open up your phone unless you got, I have a great book. I just wrote a book about devotions called Yes. And it's for people who need devotions every morning. right? And there are so many other devotionals and aspirational writings out there. You want to set your mind correct. And watch this. Not only do you want to set your mind correct, but you also want to make sure that you command your day, right? That you begin to put out positive words over your life. You want to do that. Why? Because words create worlds. Let me say it again. That your words, what you say, creates worlds. That you are living in currently the world that your mouth released from your spirit and your soul, right? So that routine has to begin with you focusing on your day, right? Meditation, aspirations, proclamations, declarations, begin it. And then you start saying, okay, what is the next thing that I want to do? Do I get ready for work? Do I set aside? You know what? You start organizing your day, specific time blocks for various activities. That's right. What are you doing? You're developing a sense of structure, right? You're developing some structure for you to stick with, because that's going to be important as you get your business straight. Because once you develop a certain level of structure for your day, it's less easy for you to be distracted. It's easier for you to say, no, I can't do this because I already have this on my schedule. It's easier for you not to listen to other outside voices that will try to deter you or detour you into areas where you don't need to be, right? When you begin to create a daily routine, right? Here it is. Number four, you got to prioritize your task. See, you got to start identifying what's most important. You got to start doing that. I understand everything is significant, but you got to prioritize significance. You got to prioritize significance. You know, that prioritize. You got to put some sequence to this thing. This is the most important for the day. Second, third, you got to do that, right? See, because when you do that, you'll get an understanding of what is the initial things that I need to do to get further into what. So you want to maximize your day when you have the most energy and the most strength, right? And you don't load your day up with 25 things. No, because at least 18 of those are not going to get fulfilled. Not if you're doing it right. Not if you're doing it right and intentionally. You want to make sure that you prioritize tasks so you won't get distracted, right? Now, here it is. This is good. This is good. Breaking your task into smaller steps. That's why I said you can't do 25 things, because you're going to have to break these tasks down. How long do you have to do it? How long? What is your deadline? What are your deadlines? So we talking about getting our business straight. We putting some discipline and some development and some structure and some process and some order into our lives. So here it is. What is important to accomplish today? And break it down in steps. That's right. See, those large tasks can be overwhelming. And if you listen, when that thing is too big, it's not only does it get overwhelming, but it promotes procrastination. Oh, my goodness. Right? So you got to break them down into the level where you can handle them, that they become manageable, right? So that you can achieve them. Because achievement is the thing that dispels fear. Let me say that again. Achievement is the thing that dispels fear. Period. That's what it does. It dispels fear. And you got to make sure that you do that. Right? Now, here it is. Here's a big one. Y'all ready? Here it is. Write it down, because I'm going to go back over them. But you got to practice time management. You got 24 legitimate hours in a day. So you got to start thinking about it. Start fractionalizing your day. So how long am I going to spend on my morning? What time do I wake up? Sometimes you got to wake up a little earlier. If your day starts at 8, you got to be at work at 8, then you might need to be up at 5. And give yourself time to meditate. Give yourself time to affirm. Give yourself time to proclaim and declare over your life, I am great. This is going to be an awesome day. Every person that I meet is going to be changed by the power that is on my life. Give yourself some time to do that. Give yourself some time to maybe get a quick little breakfast, right? Give yourself time to iron your clothes, take a shower, and get to work on time so you're not in a rush, right? Prioritize. Give that time. Make sure that time management, it sets yourself some deadlines. I want to be done by this time because I got to go do this. And then you use, make sure that you're using the right productivity, tactics and methods so you can literally achieve. You can literally achieve. You don't have time to waste time. Let me say this again. You do not have time to waste time. Here's another one. Eliminate distractions. Eliminate distractions. You know that those text messages, that phone is a major, my God, today. Ask me how I know. Our telephones are major distractions. They are. They are. Now my phone, when I'm on the radio, when I'm on the phone, I put my phone on do not disturb. So it doesn't allow me to see certain things that would deter my attention from talking to you and having a great show. Because that phone, people will call you at the most inconvenience of times. They'll be texting stuff. They're sending things to your phone. Apps are updating you on what's going on whatever particular programs. And you have a tendency to pick it up and look at it and get engrossed in that, right? So you got to have a time where you eliminate distractions. People texting you, they ain't got nothing to do with where your focus is today. They don't want nothing. They're calling you. I just call to see how you doing. All right, I'm doing fine. I'm at work. Well, hey, let me tell you. No. You have to stay in command of stuff like that because they will hijack your time in the name of connection. Right, exactly. Right. So the things that if you're really easily distracted, you got to sometimes you just move that out the way. Here's another one. Develop willpower. That for the days when it seems like you don't want to, develop that willpower that says, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to press through the days where I really don't want to, because every day you're not going to want to. You're not going to want to move forward. You're not going to want to not be dysfunctional. Normally Mondays are my days to be a bum. After Sunday, I just try not to do anything. But then I got this opportunity to be on the radio. So, hey, every day I'm up doing something. But you got to set a time. You got to have that willpower to press through those times when you don't feel like doing what you promised yourself that you would do. You got to have willpower. You got to move into delayed gratification because it's all not going to happen in one day. Now, here's the last one. Stay motivated. Stay motivated. Get around people who are positive. Positive talk. Get around people who will push you and will remind you of what your desires are. Get around those folks and stay motivated. Read books, articles, shows. See those things that will keep your energy percolating. You don't want anything to deter you in this moment. So let me do it one more time. Here we go. How are we to get our business straight? What are some keys? Number one, do self-reflection, honest self-reflection. Number two, set clear goals. Number three, create a daily routine. Number four, prioritize tasks. Find out what you got to do today. Number five, break those tasks into small steps. That's right. Number six, practice time management. Practice time management. Number seven, eliminate distractions. Eliminate them. Get them out of the way. Number, eight? Yeah, develop willpower. That's right. Inside of you. And number 9, stay motivated. That's right. That's how you're going to start getting your business straight. Absolutely. Listen, this is the Culture Call right here with L. Spencer Smith on Praise 93.3. We've had an awesome day. Listen, I see the runway. We're about to land this plane, but keep it right here. And yeah, we got more inspiration for you in our conversation. Don't miss it.
This is a world premiere.
Well, family, we have come to the end of another amazing show, and we could not have done it without you. I am so glad to be on every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. talking to you for these couple of hours where we just share our mind and share our hearts. And this week, we just kicked it off with getting your business straight, right? And let me use a Christian colloquialism, and don't let it be said too late, that do it while you have the time. That's right. Do it while you have the time. You know, one of the things that I really enjoy is empowering my community, empowering my people. And on the backdrop of all that's going on in the country, we need encouragement every day. Do you hear me? Every day we see something go on, whether it is, you know, the removal and changing in state educational curriculums of our history, whether it's the silencing on state levels where they don't want anything discussed about African-American history and racial, racial history in particular, whether it is the shootings in Jacksonville, Florida that were racially motivated, and just so much going on, whether it is the inequities that we see in our socioeconomic status, in our justice system, whatever it is, they're saying, hey, black men gonna really vote for Trump now because he went to jail and got a mugshot just like them, which is incendiarily racist, right? No matter what happens, my job, my assignment in your life is to every morning get on this radio and tell you that you are people of value and you are people of purpose. Yes, you are the prize. Let me say it again. You are the prize. And so no matter what you're facing, I want you to make sure that you're doing the best and being the best that you can be. That's right, ma'am, sir, get your business straight. Absolutely. Get your business straight. That you're here on purpose. You are here by divine design. And I don't care what your current circumstances are right now. Guess what? You can and will get better. Don't you believe it? I believe it for you. You can and will get better. Listen, I'll keep thinking about all of the things that are happening in our city, and I see us rising up as a people together to do some amazing things. And I always want you to be a part of the amazing things that's going on in our city. And wherever you're listening to me from, raise up, get your business straight, and let people know that you are a valuable person in the earth. Absolutely. Listen, at the end of every phone call, my grandmama and my mother would always say, I love you a bushel, I love you a peck, and I love your hug around the neck. This is the Culture Call with yours truly, L. Spencer Smith, right here on Praise 93.3. Have an amazing day. That's right. Put your mask on, get your hand sanitizer, stay cool. Have a great one. Let's make an impact in the world. Can you do that? I know that you can. Listen, love you much. Have a great day. Peace.